Buenos dias a todos. Good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit about the program that we started 1 year ago at the Pan American Trauma Society. And then at the end, we invite everybody to join this program. So we have like a very busy trauma center in Miami. And education is very important in our center as an academic institution. And receiving physicians and nurses and residents from whole Latin America for more than 30 years at the Latin American program in Miami, we know that sometimes it's important to provide education in remote locations. So around 6 years ago, we started telemedicine at the trauma center. And we create like a series of lectures, the trauma ground rounds. So this started with the Air Force, and then this really started with France. So Dr. Coleo, University of São Paulo, he had a program for multiple years with University of Amazonas, and then we joined forces, and then we started to have video conference with Brazil. So for almost 2 years, we had like every month, once a month, you had the University of São Paulo, University of Campinas, Dr. Fraga, Santa Casa de São Paulo connected a couple of times, University of Amazonas, Dr. Clinaldo Costa, connected, discussing some cases. And then we start to move on. So we had some grants, we had some places in Florida. Then our former fellows, in Miami, they liked the idea, so we start to have our fellows connected. And in a way that right now we have places around the world, really around the world connected. Last year, this became an official Pan American Trauma Society conference. We have a support. University of Miami provided CME credits and all the technical support. And this conference happens every Friday. So it's amazing how many institutions have been participating on this. Some of you here joined this before. But you have hospitals and universities in Brazil participating, in Colombia. The military hospital in Bogota, Colombia has been with us for more than 4 years now. University of California, San Diego, University of Amazon, Brazil, for example, another center in Brazil, centers in Florida, centers in Canada, Thailand, Dominican Republic, Spain, Panama, Venezuela, Bahamas, Puerto Rico, Guatemala, Turkey, Mexico, and since 2 years ago, Iraq. And this is very important because the connection to Iraq started to a contract that you have with the State Department. So when the military, the DOD left Iraq, so they had 10 hospitals. They need to continue running because they have Americans working there, 18,000 Americans there. So the State Department took over the hospitals, and they sent physicians there. But, you know, it's not very easy to find physicians to work like Iraq. 3 months in Iraq, 1 month back in the United States, 3 months again there. So education was an important piece of their response. And then every Friday they connect to us. And you that have been in this meeting, you can see how they appreciate this meeting and how important is their participation also. So how does this happen? So we do video conference, case reviews. We do in English. This is going to change a little bit. What's amazing, the most of the time, who presents is the residents that did the case. So you can see a couple times the guys, our friends in Bogota, Colombia, the military hospital, the resident present the case, University of São Paulo, University of Campinas, etc. Then you go step by step for the critical points. So usually you have 4 rounds of questions. So you present a case, so what do you do now? Go CT scan, go to the OR, do ultrasound, etc. So everybody has a chance to discuss, give you the opinion. Then you can show videos, you can show movies, pictures. And then at the end, you usually have like a professor just making a review of the case and going over all the teaching points. Then right now we're sending articles related to the injury for everybody with a literature review. So here is a view of the auditorium of the military hospital in Bogota, Colombia. They usually have a lot of people there. So here you can see it's nice to have the resident present a case, and on the screen you can see our friends from the Amazon. Here is a view of the Walter Reed Hospital, the Army Hospital in Washington, D.C., participating in the case. And here is how we have the case. You have pictures, movies, CT scans, and geographies. Again, you go step by step, showing the case. I need to say that Dr. Collet has been amazing documenting and having videos of active parts of a surgical case, a trauma case, and you don't need a lot. He doesn't have a camera on the OR, etc. You usually have like a student or resident just holding a small camera and show, and this is enough to educate everybody. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to share knowledge. So here is how the meetings happen. Right now, it's huge. Every Friday you have between 15 to 20 sites connected. And again, we are able to go around everybody, talk, discuss. There's a lot of collegiality. And it's really amazing when you come to these meetings and you see people that only know each other by the camera, by the video, touching and say, oh, nice to meet you finally, etc. But they look like old friends. Here how I present the case, and you have like step by step what happened, and then again everybody talking and discussing and evaluating what happened. It's amazing because sometimes there's different ways to treat the same patient. So in the trauma center in the United States, you can treat it one way, but then the guys in Iraq say, listen, I cannot do this, I need to do a different approach. The guys in Amazon, the same thing. So I would say that you really learn with each other. Dr. Jeffrey Augustin, he was the director of the William Lehman Injury Research Center. He was the one that created the Ryder Trauma Center. He used to say that there was not one meeting where he didn't learn something from Latin America, and this is amazing. Here's just an example. Do you have audio here? I'm going to example how this happened. The video is not going. The video is not playing. Let's go. Okay. Audio.
Through different countries in all the Americas, and speaking the same language and treating the same way and helping each other because we are learning.
Again, that was a very interesting case, very outside the box, as much as those skills that I have from that myself.
Well, you listen to each other and help us. You never heard of it.
Evidence-based medicine is number one. Go to any test. It's not going to change your treatment plan. This guy should have done surgery 2 or 3 days earlier.
So it's my sense that the university that one thing is important when I decide and give the pictures.
I have no information to provide the case and the presentation of the technique.
So that's how this happened. It's really fun, and everybody enjoyed this meeting. Dr. Vega joined a couple months ago, I think. And what people say is that, well, it's a meeting that the residents usually, they like to be there and they have a lot of fun. And this is amazing because I was just collecting the data from the meeting 2010, 2011. And again, Dr. Collet, Dr. Fraga from the company of São Paulo, they are in all these meetings. And in 2010, these meetings happen every other week, 2 times a month. And you can see that you discuss 7 cases of blunt trauma, 12 penetrating trauma, 1 oblast. 2011, this started to happen every week. You had 22 cases of blunt trauma, 21 penetrating, 5 blasts, 1 crushing injury. And when you go further to see the trauma type and the traumatic agent, you can see you had motor vehicle collisions, motorcycle collisions, pedestrian hit by car, bicyclists hit by car. You had gunshot wounds, stab wounds, impalement. You have blast injury, you have grenades, gas cylinder, you have like landmines, and crushing with heavy machinery. So it's amazing. And then when you go to see what kind of injuries we presented, this is even more amazing because you have cases from abdominal injury, injury to aorta, injury to axillary artery, injury to carotid artery, injury to the chest, colon, diaphragm, the duodenal-esophagus, to the extremities, to the face, head, heart, hepatic artery, iliac artery, infrarenal aorta, knee, liver, lungs, mesenteric vein, pancreas, pelvis, pericardium, renal artery, small bowel, subclavian artery, spleen, thoracoabdominal injuries, etc. So, vena cava again. So I was reading this, I would say that we went almost all through the traumatic injuries that you can see. So, and I can tell you that even when you do a residency, 5 years in the United States, I know Latin America, the residency is general surgery short, I'm not sure that every single resident can treat all these injuries. So I think this is amazing because even if you never treat or didn't treat enough times, you can have physicians as experts from around the world sharing their knowledge and explain how they treat these injuries when this happen. So again, you can see how you do this in the United States with a lot of technology, a lot of products, or how you can do this in the Amazon or in Colombia, how can you do this in the middle of Iraq where they don't have anything. So this is really amazing how this can happen and how important this tool can be for the teaching, for education in trauma surgery. Again, we broadcast this meeting last year, and here you can see the audience, the guys in Iraq, they are here in the lower slide. They loved the conference. We broadcast this meeting again this year. And that's our vision. This is a hospital, field hospital from Colombia. Really the idea is that even if you went in a situation like that, under stress, under pressure, if you don't have a lot of expertise or experience, maybe, okay, going to be your second injury to the subclavian artery, going to be your third injury to the suprarenal IVC or retrohepatic IVC, etc. At least you can remind, okay, I remember that in one meeting they said that the approach, the supraclavicular approach is better, or you can do a sternotomy. They can have some guides. They can remember. They're going to be completely blind. So we can try to. I really believe that this can help in a situation like that. And again, what's amazing, we created an environment that we really friends. There's no egos there. Nobody point fingers. Nobody really talk down to other centers. So everybody discuss the case in an environment of collaboration, and really with the goal to provide improved education around the world. How to join this? So Fridays, the first and the third Friday of the month, this meeting happened 8 a.m. Miami time. The second and the fourth Friday of the month, this happened at noon Miami time. How to join? You have a full team of Telemedicine Miami. You just need to call Daniel Rojas. This is his phone number. Or you can email him. He's going to send an email back with all the information. And he'll be available and open to check the connection 1-2 days before. This is very important. Because the day of the conference, you need to be connected prior to the conference. Because I don't want a lot of technical issues happening during the conference. So he's going to work with you. If you don't have the equipment, University of Miami, you can provide you the software. You can download the software. Going to work our servers. Give you a login and password. And you should be able to connect through your laptop and project to your students, to your residents, etc. So currently you have the case discussions. You have the interaction with multiple centers, case summary, and send the articles. In the future, the goals for 2016 is to create a video library, to have a conference in Spanish. So I had a meeting yesterday, and the idea is to have a meeting in Spanish every second Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. Miami time. So that was the time that everybody decided. So this is going to be in Spanish. So all the centers, all the residents, they only speak Spanish. They'll be able to discuss the case, to speak, and this is going to be nice. It's going to be starting in January. We know that you don't discuss a lot of complications in Latin America, but we would stimulate some M&M conference on complications to some centers to show some cases that didn't go so well and everybody to learn with that. every meeting you say, wow, I do this way, I do this way. Why don't do multicentric studies? The idea is to, when you have some topic and some injury that is interesting, to start to do some studies with all the centers connected. And really we're going to start doing a questionnaire research to really see how is the impact of this kind of meeting for the education. See if the residents are enjoying and if this is helping in the future. So as conclusion, this kind of meeting opened a new window of opportunity to broaden education and collaboration in the world of healthcare and trauma. And I think our goal is to unite great medical minds throughout the world. And we really like to guide the process of medical education and care to a new level of progress. I truly believe that this telemedicine is an important tool for education in remote locations. This is my team. You don't have a lot of people, but have people that work very hard to make this happen. And I truly believe that every human being has the right to the best care, medical care possible, any time of the day or the night, anywhere in the world. Telemedicine can help this to happen, can help save lives. And also I will really invite everybody here in this table, in this room, and our friends to join this network and to help to develop teletrauma education together. Thank you.